apologies for the mess. We moved and we are still in the process of tidying up. But the purpose for this video is that I bought a gimbal recently, and I kind of wanted to make like a general impressions video about it. So I purchased, bear with me, I'll just get it out the box first. I purchased the DJI RS3 Mini. There's quite a few videos about this gimbal, but they are made by people who are paid to make videos. For example, professional videographers or photographers, and their reviews are like very in-depth. They give like the lowdown on all the specs, all the features. But I wanted to kind of make a video just to give my general impressions from the perspective of someone who's new to all of this, who doesn't quite know everything yet. My videos are quite amateurish. When I record, I see there's like a lot of shaky footage, and so I thought the best way to get rid of that would be to get a gimbal. So with that, this is just a kind of general impressions video, not like a professional review. I bought this with my own money. I'm going to take some test footage and I'll give my opinions on what I like and I don't like. This is my first gimbal. There's a lot of things I have to learn about this. But that being said, I guess I'll unpack this. When I decided I wanted a gimbal, the reason I chose this one was because when I was searching for a gimbal to buy, I kept coming across the brand DJI. So I took that to be a sign of a well-known brand that is well liked by many, and the Amazon reviews for their products are pretty positive. However, they've got quite a few different models. I settled for the DJI RS3 Mini, which launched in 2023. The reason I settled for this model is because it's ultra light, okay, at less than 1 kilogram in weight. And as the name suggests, it's small. When I travel, I like to travel with a shoulder bag. And the reason I like a shoulder bag is because I can take things out of the bag and put things back into the bag without having to take off my bag, set it on the floor and sort things out. It's quicker to use. But the trade-off is you don't get much space. So if I'm buying a gimbal, I don't want a big gimbal. I want a small, lightweight gimbal that I can easily carry around. And this seemed to fit that need. Taking a look at this, let's see, in the box we have the gimbal, we have a tripod attachment, we have a quick release plate, we have a cable, presumably for the camera to the gimbal, to integrate functionality across the two, a charging cable, and a screw kit. So I'll open that up. Like a foam backing, so at least when it's delivered, you know it should be. It's got like some built-in kind of shock absorber, I guess. These are presumably the accessories for all the aforementioned items that were listed on the back of the packaging. Quick release plate, cables, tripod. Let's see. Quick release plate It's got like a rubberized top. It's not going to scratch against the camera body. So maybe they spares if a screw gets stripped down, worn out. We've got a charging cable. Let's see if it focuses. Can it focus? Focus? Can you focus? Hello? There we go. This is yet another cable. Actually, presumably, maybe no. This is probably the charging cable. This is the tripod attachment that you screw onto the bottom of the gimbal. So, oh, that one opened up nice and easy. A slightly rubberized texture. Then we have the main device in question. Now this is the centerpiece of it all. It's actually the gimbal itself. So I'm going to gently close the box. Gently unwrap this. Let's see. Ooh. This type of packaging. Oops. There we go. Ta-da! Okay, so that's the gimbal. Okay. Gimbal, let's see, this is optional. But you can use the tripod here. Let's see if we can spread out the legs and then set that down there. Okay, so one thing I understand is usually typically on larger gimbals, usually you could remove this kind of top frame, this top part of the frame from the handle. This one you can do, but that is, I mean, it is quite small. Yeah, I can easily carry this around for the whole day. I feel it's less than 1 kilogram in weight. Of course, it's going to be heavier with the camera. According to the specs, this can support up to 4.4 pounds, which I believe is 2 kilograms, which should be enough for my Z6. Okay, so I took the DJI RS3 Mini for a walk, and my conclusion is that it was a pretty good purchase. I'm really happy with it. So first of all, I apologize for the grainy nature of the test footage. However, I was taking a walk through the dimly lit streets of Tokyo at 3 a.m. in the morning. But what's important, and I hope you can see from the footage, was the smooth movement of the camera. Um, it's not like when you hold the camera handheld and it kind of jerks around a little bit and it shakes, um, and it looks kind of really amateurish, even though I am an amateur. Um, I just wanted something that looks a kind of that's more pleasing to the eye to watch, and I think this makes a big difference. Um, Other good points were the battery. I was walking for around 2.5 hours, and by the end of it, I believe it was 77% left of the battery. So I was really happy with that, to be honest. This will definitely last me a whole day's worth of vlogging in the most extreme circumstances as someone who is not a professional. So I'm really happy with that. I like the vlog appropriate controls as well. So, for example, imagine you're recording something in front of you and then you want to record yourself. Okay, there's a trigger on the front here, and if I press this button 3 times, the camera will rotate. There we go. And so now you can record yourself, as you're talking, and then when you're done, you press that trigger button 2 times, and it goes back to recording what's in front of you. So I think that's very nice, to be honest. I think also the looks of this device are pretty nice. I mean, practicability is what counts, but still, it's quite a nice looking device. It's got this kind of gloss black with little bits of metallic color here and there. Another nice feature is you can attach a briefcase handle here. So if you have different handling styles that you want to use, you can do so. But that does not come with this device. That is a separate purchase. I also find the handle is sufficient. I'm 6'1", 185 centimeters. I find this sufficient. You could also use the tripod for your other hand. So that's pretty nice. There are a few drawbacks though. So one particular drawback was the clearance. Because this is a small device, you don't have much room to work with. So for example, notice I've got this device on the top. When I rotate the camera, let me just change mode. Bear with me, please. Okay, when I rotate the camera, I've literally just got a finger's worth of space here. Now for this setup, that's fine. But this isn't the camera I typically use. I typically use a Z6, and on top of that, I have a Sennheiser shotgun mic on the top. And with that shotgun mic, I can't do this movement. So going from standing recording to recording from low down near the ground, I can't do that. Another drawback would be calibrating this system. Some of these arms that you had to calibrate, these sliders, in particular this one, were really difficult. There were times when I wanted to adjust the slider just by a millimeter or two, and after applying some pressure, I would have to apply more pressure and more pressure until it finally budges and overshoots by a centimeter or two. And so I'll just keep going backwards and forwards with this really jerky motion, just trying to get it just right. And another feature that I found was kind of irritating was this device required software activation, which isn't a deal breaker, but you had to download an app, you had to create an account on the app to sync with this device and unlock it, which is kind of annoying, because I imagine that email address is probably just going to be sent spam mail or something like that. Overall, I'm really happy. To summarize, it works well, it's got a good battery life, really good controls that are great if you're a vlogger. It looks nice, I think. Downsides, because of the size, it has limited clearance. Setting up is sometimes stiff, okay, and the software activation just feels a bit dishonest. But overall, I'm really happy with the footage I got. I'll be going to Ibaraki Prefecture next week, and I hope to really kind of get some good footage next week and see what I could put online. So that would be it for me today.